Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Pod. I'm Mark, your host, and with me today is my amazing co-host, Erica.
Hey, Mark. Hey, everyone. We're so excited to have you here with us today.
Part 1, the distraction problem.
Hey, Marco. Do you ever sit down to study and then you don't study?
Haha! Yes, all the time I open my book, and then I look at my phone.
Exactly. I say, okay, time to study. But then I think, maybe I will watch just one video.
Yes, one video becomes 2, and then 10.
Then I think, maybe I need a snack.
Or maybe I clean my room. Or I text my friend. Or I just do nothing.
I even start thinking crazy things. Like, do I really need this degree? Maybe I will just move to the mountains.
And live a quiet life with a cat and a garden.
Exactly. It's funny, but it's also a real problem.
You're right. Many students do this. They want to study, but everything else feels easier, more fun.
Yes, studying is important, but it's hard to start. It's easy to get distracted.
And here's the worst part. Some students sit for hours. They read their notes again and again.
But later, they don't remember anything.
True, they study for a long time, but it doesn't work.
So today, we want to help. We will share 6 easy study tips.
Tips that really work. They are simple, fast, and science-based.
You don't need to study for 10 hours a day. You just need to study smart.
So if you feel lazy, or if you don't know where to start, don't worry. You are not alone.
We are here to help. Stay with us, and you will learn how to study better, remember more, and save time.
And still have time to watch your favorite show.
Or go for a walk, or talk to your friends. You don't need to choose between life and study.
You just need better tools. So let's get started.
Ready for tip number 1?
Let's go.
Part 2. Tip 1. Trick your brain. Okay, let's begin. Tip number 1 is trick your brain.
Wait. What? Trick my brain? Like magic?
Not magic, psychology. Our brains are smart, but also lazy.
Ha ha ha. Yes. My brain says, do I have to study?
Exactly. If you say, I will study for 3 hours, your brain says, no thanks, that's too hard.
It feels too big, too long, too boring.
So here is the trick. Tell your brain, I will study for only 20 minutes.
Only 20 minutes? That sounds easy.
Yes, when something feels easy, your brain says, okay, I can do that.
So I start studying, and maybe after 20 minutes, I want to continue.
Right. That's the power of starting small. Starting is the hard part.
This reminds me of a rule I read about. Parkinson's Law.
Oh, yes. Parkinson's Law says, work expands to fill the time you give it.
So if I give myself 3 hours, I study slowly. I get distracted. I look at my phone.
But if you give yourself just 20 minutes, you focus more. You move faster.
It becomes like a game. Let's see what I can do in 20 minutes.
Exactly. And you can use a timer like this one.
Set the timer. Start studying. When the timer rings, stop.
After that, take a short break. Walk, stretch, breathe, then do another 20 minutes.
This is called a study sprint. Short time, big focus.
It helps you stop procrastinating because 20 minutes doesn't feel scary.
So tip number 1 is simple. Start small. Use a timer. Trick your brain into starting.
And remember, when you start, you usually want to keep going.
Yes, starting is the secret. Once I begin, I feel good. I feel smart.
And studying becomes easier. Not perfect, but better.
So now, friends, get your phone or a small clock.
Set a timer for 20 minutes. Choose one subject and begin.
You don't need to finish everything today. Just take the first step.
Start with 20 minutes. You can do it.
And we'll be here to help with tip number 2, coming up next.
Ready to learn like a genius?
Let's go.
Part 3. Tip 2 and 3. Learn like a genius and stop rereading. Are you ready for tip number 2?
Let's go. What is it?
Tip number 2 is learn like a genius.
Wow, like a genius. That sounds amazing. But how?
Let's listen to Albert Einstein. You know him, right?
Of course, crazy hair, big brain.
Ha ha ha! Yes, he said. If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough.
Explain it simply. I like that.
So, if you want to really learn something, try teaching it to someone else.
Oh, like I'm the teacher?
Exactly. Pretend you are teaching a child, maybe 5 years old.
So, no big words, just simple ideas.
Yes, if you can explain it in a simple way, it means you understand it.
And if I get confused while teaching?
That shows the problem. That's the part you need to review again.
Ah, smart. So teaching helps you find what you don't know.
And helps you remember better. Because when you explain something, you use your brain more.
So, tip 2 is don't just read, teach.
Even if you teach your teddy bear or your cat.
Haha. Okay, Teddy. Today we learn English verbs.
Now let's go to tip number 3. And this one is powerful. And
I'm ready.
tip number 3. Stop rereading. Start testing.
What do you mean?
Most students read their notes again and again, but they forget everything later.
Yes, I read my notebook 5 times and still don't remember for the test.
That's because your brain is passive. It's not working hard.
So what should I do?
You need to test yourself. This is called active recall.
Active. Recall?
Yes. It means close your book and try to remember key points from memory.
Without looking?
Exactly. Write them down. Say them out loud. Or use flashcards like these.
Oh, so I can write a question on one side and the answer on the other.
Perfect. Then test yourself. If you get it wrong, no problem. Try again.
I like this. It feels more like a game.
Yes, and science shows it helps you remember things twice as fast.
So, tip 3 is don't just read, test your brain.
Together, these 2 tips are super powerful.
Teach it like a genius, then test it like a champion.
Coming up next, the power of focus and the magic of the timer.
Tip 4 is going to change your study life.
Let's go. Part 4. Tip 4 and 5. The timer trick and work smarter. Are you ready for tip number 4?
Yes, my brain is ready.
Okay, this one is simple but very powerful. It's called the timer trick.
Timer trick? Like a secret code?
Ha ha ha, not really. Just a smart way to help you focus fast.
I like that. My brain loves to wander.
Here's a question. Do you ever feel super focused right before a test or a deadline?
Yes, when time is short, I suddenly work fast and well.
That's because of urgency. Your brain knows time is running out.
So I stop checking my phone and start working.
Exactly. Now, here's the trick. You can create that feeling anytime. Just use a timer.
Oh, like the Pomodoro method?
Yes, it's very popular. Here's how it works. Set a timer for 25 or 30 minutes. Study with full focus. No phone, no distractions. When the timer rings, take a 5-minute break.
That sounds easy.
It is. And you can do 2 or 3 of these study blocks each day.
I like this. My brain says I can focus for 25 minutes.
Exactly. And the break is important too. Walk, stretch, drink water, then come back fresh.
This helps me study more, but feel less tired.
Yes, short study sessions help your brain stay sharp.
Okay, tip 4. Use a timer. Study in short, focused sprints.
Now, tip number 5, it's one of my favorites.
Tell me,
Work smarter, not harder.
What does that mean?
It means don't try to study everything. Some things are more important than others.
So, I should focus on the most important things?
Yes, this is called the 80-20 rule.
What's that?
It means 80% of your results come from just 20% of your effort.
Oh, so I can get big results from a small part of what I study?
Exactly. Ask yourself, what will be on the test? What topics are hardest for me? What do I still not understand?
So don't waste time on things I already know?
Right. Review what's important. Be smart with your time.
Some students just read everything, but learn very little.
That's why this tip is gold.
Okay, tip 5. Focus on what matters. Don't study everything. Study smart.
Ready for the final tip?
Yes. What's the secret?
We'll tell you in part 5. And trust me, it's the one nobody talks about. Part 5. Tip 6. The secret tip for better learning.
Okay, friends, you learned 5 great study tips.
Now it's time for tip number 6. And this one is a secret.
Secret. Ooh, I like that.
Yes, it's something many students forget, but it's super important.
Tell me, what is it?
Okay, the secret is your brain learns best when you rest.
Wait, rest? You mean like sleep?
Exactly. Most students think learning happens while studying.
But that's not true.
Nope. Your brain stores the information after you study, while you sleep.
Wow. So, if I study all night and don't sleep,
You will forget most of it. That's why pulling all-nighters is a bad idea.
I did that before a test once. It was a disaster.
So from now on, remember this. Sleep is part of studying.
How much sleep do I need?
At least 7 to 8 hours. That's when your brain organizes everything, like putting books on a shelf.
And if I don't sleep?
Then your brain forgets where the books are.
Okay, I promise. I'll sleep before my next test.
Good. But that's not all. Sleep is not the only thing that helps your brain.
Really? What else?
Exercise. Moving your body is very good for your memory.
Even just walking?
Yes, a short walk, some stretching, or dancing. It all helps.
Why?
Because exercise gives your brain more oxygen, and that helps you think better.
So, study hard sleep well and move your body?
Exactly. That's the real secret. It's not just what you study, it's how your brain feels.
Wow. I never thought about that.
Many students don't, but now you know the full picture.
So let's review the 6 tips. Trick your brain. Start with 20 minutes. Teach what you learn. Keep it simple. Test yourself. Don't just reread. Use a timer. Focus in short sessions. Focus on what matters. Use the 80-20 rule. Sleep well plus move your body. Give your brain power.
And remember, knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power.
So don't just watch this video.
Pick one tip, try it today,
And tell us in the comments, which tip helped you the most?
and if you want more tips for smart learning,
Hit that subscribe button.
see you next time on English Pod.